Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Authentic Beauty, where we believe that makeup should be for all ages and all genders. We are at the Crown Point Centre in Leeds, which is a shopping centre. It's one of the few places I know where there is a Superdrugs and a Boots. And we're here today because there is a new product that Makeup Revolution have launched under the Makeup Obsession brand, which is the So Dope palette. Now, I've been looking for a good green palette for a long time, and there's actually two that I've been, well, there's now two I've been looking at, but there's another one that Makeup Revolution did under the I Heart Revolution brand, and that one is the Avocado palette. So I thought that, seeing as I can get both from this one shopping centre, I'm going to try and get both and do a comparison. By the way, what do you think today about my eyes? I've gone for a sort of smoked out purpley pinky colour again with, this is all mini Jawbreaker, and was it just mini Jawbreaker I used? Yes, I think it was. Oh, and a little bit of pigment from the Conspiracy palette, both by Jeffree Star. And the lips are a Makeup Revolution Luxe lip set in Royalty. So it's just a nice little purple moment. So yeah, so we're going to go and have a look. Rufus did say, though, that this looks like I'm off to a party, and all we've done today is go to Aldi's and... where else do we go? Oh, and CX to go for game shopping for him. So, so yeah, I'll see what it looks like. See what it looks like. I'll see you in the shop. That's what I was trying to say. Guys, I'm going into Boots. Oh, there we go. So that's, oh, that's interesting. They've got all sorts of other palettes in here. So I've never really gone for Makeup Obsession, partly because I normally shop in Superdrugs. But okay, so this is what we're going for. Going to have a look at this. Don't know what to do. Hi, so I got back home and these are the two palettes. I did end up buying both of them. I'm going to swatch them both, and I'm going to try and get a dupe to see whether just how close they are, because I've got to say, in store they were very, very similar. So this is what the palette looks like. As you can see, it's got quite a lot of greens, but there are also some neutral shades in there. This will be a really good inner corner highlight. A couple of transition shades, so in total there are 8 shimmers, 1 glitter, and then 7 mattes. So that looks like a really nice palette. They've all got the cannabis leaf embossed in them, and yeah, that looks like a really nice clean palette. And of course, this is what the Avocado palette looks like, and this is what it looks like on the inside. So there are 8 shimmer shades, 2 glitters and 8 matte shades, so there's actually 18 colours in this, so you do get 2 more for the same money. But as you can see, it's very similar colour story, and in fact I'm going to do some swatches, so let's have a look at the swatches. This is the top row of each, but this is the first 4 on the Avocado palettes. So on this side is the Avocado palette, and on this side is the So Dope palette, and I don't know whether you can see, but they are very similar. So the only real difference as I'm looking at it is that the Avocado top shimmer seems to be a little bit brighter but a little bit bluer, and the earth colour, which is the So Dope one, so the second one, is a little bit warmer on the Dope palette than it is in the Avocado. But apart from that, they're pretty much identical, especially those golds. That gold, so California in the Avocado palette and Kush in the So Dope palette, are virtually indistinguishable. This is the second row of the So Dope palette on this side. So you've got at the top, you've got Smoke, 420, Blaze and Grass. Now, to dupe that in the Avocado palette, I went with, on this side, Base, Half, Mousse and Green Gold. You know, apart from that brown, you'd think that that was the same, those were the same colours. Serene and Creamy, Chill from the So Dope and Bite from Avocado, Mood from So Dope and Pear from Avocado, and Space from So Dope and Foodie from Avocado. But look how similar that is. But they're even in the same order. Literally, that is the bottom 4 from here. Those bottom 4 there compared to the third row on here. Literally, it's uncanny. This 4 is So Dope, and this 6 are the last ones of the Avocado palette. So we've got Peace on this side, which I've matched with Smoothie on here. We've got High from So Dope. That colour is amazing. And we've got Lime from the Avocado palette. Then we've got Baked from So Dope, which is this one, sorry, here. Just work out how to turn my hand, there you go. So this one here, and I've teamed that with Seed from the Avocado palette. And then, now this is the one that's a little bit confusing, because this brown shade at the bottom of the So Dope is called Stone, and from the Avocado palette it's called Stone, and in the pan they look very similar, but when you swatch them, you see actually on camera that's looking very similar, but the Stone from the So Dope palette just seems to be a nicer formula and ever so slightly, again I would say slightly warmer. It's certainly got more of a shimmer to it, whereas actually in the pan it looks so similar. And then the last two that we haven't got matches for in the So Dope palette is Brunch, which is this sort of bluey greeny aqua colour, the foil, and then Guacamole, which is that green, which is actually showing up really nicely on camera, but on my wrist it looks a little bit patchy. If I dig in to Lime and really dig in, so now there's a lot more on my finger. You can see that there, there's a lot more on my finger than I'll ever have on a brush. And if I do that again, so absolutely tons, and put another layer on. Right, so there you can see it, but that's taken a lot to build that up, whereas with the So Dope palette, that high colour just swatched on really nicely. So, but we all know swatches mean bugger all. Let's put them on my eyes, which means I've got to take this off. So as you can see, I've taken off everything I was wearing earlier, all of the pink and purple, and I've completely reapplied the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one look, but with one palette from each eye. So we're going to go eye to eye, try and recreate the same look. In between, I'm not going to use different sets of brushes because I want to use the same brushes, but what I will do is use this little wipey thing and clean the brushes off on this in between eyes. So I'm starting off by going into the Dope palette, and I'm going to go with my Packer brush. This is a Makeup Revolution eyeshadow brush, and I think I'm going to put that tone here, this Serene, which is this one here. I'm going to use that as my base colour first. So putting the Serene all in there, just as a sort of to set my eyeshadow primer. So I should say I am using the Makeup Revolution eye primer, which I use whenever I do one of these tests. So that's what I've got on my eyelids. I haven't set it with any powder, so I'm just using this Serene shade here just to set it and give me a nice sort of white creamy base really. So now I'm going to brush this off and go into the Avocado palette. And I'm going to use the shade Creamy, which is this one here. Now actually on my eye, I don't know whether you can see, in fact yeah, the camera's picking it up really nicely actually. This shade is a little bit more, a very pale beige sort of tone really, or buff or sand. It's noticeably different on my eye. I don't know whether that's picking up on camera as different, but anyway, that's the first one we're noticing. Okay, again cleaning my brush off because I'm sure we're going to be using it in a bit. I'm really drawn to this 420 actually. I don't know whether you can, if I hold it up, this 420, this sort of muted olivey green, I'm really drawn to this shade. I think it looks really pretty. So I'm noticing there's a bit of kickback. Oh, this is the So Dope eye. There's a little bit of kickback in the pan. Oh, that's really grungy. Oh, I love that. That olive tone is really cool. Oh, I'm loving that. That's so cool. Right, okay, so I'm just placing that, you can see, just placing that in the crease. That reminds me when I did the grungy Jeffree Star Alien palette look. So what did I say the dupe for that was? Half in the Avocado palette. So again, I've wiped the brush off.
Okay. This one's got a bit more pigment, that's good.
onto the brow bone. Again, because of my hooded eyes, I'll just take it up a little bit higher than most of you will probably have to. But I don't know whether you can see, actually that looks very, very similar. Again, lots of kickback in the pan. Okay, so I do like that though. Again, wiping that off, you can see I've actually taken it further into the corner, so I'm just going to match that up with the dope side, so the 420 side on dope. Just take it a little bit into the inner corner on the dope side. Wow. We'll take the good old trusty Poundland buffing blending brush, and I'm just going to blend over that and just see how well it blends just on its own. And just wipe the brush off. And then do the same on this side. They're so dirty. In fact, they're blending out almost identically. Almost identically. The only difference I can see is because the slight difference in the base colour underneath. I'm going to go in with the, again, wipe it, the Morphe 169, and I'm going into this metallic shade here, which is called Mood. Just pack that and then just lightly blend that in just on the corners with that 420 shade. Again, wiping it off and going in with, what did I want to use? So that's the nearest one to that is the green gold. And again, packing it onto the lid. Does take a little bit more to build up on the brush, and it doesn't want to come onto the lid quite as easily, but we're getting there. I think the one thing I have noticed with a lot of the iHeart Revolution formulas is that they tend to take a little bit more finagling. There doesn't seem to be quite as much payoff initially, but to be fair, look at that, that isn't too bad. Now there's a lot of fallout that's just gone onto my eye there. I think it's just left a little bit of a green undertone. That is now starting to look quite different to the other eye. Let me see if I can pack it on a little bit better just using my finger. So now I want to darken up the outer corner of my eye, so I'm taking a packer brush. This is a super dry packer brush, and I'm going in with the shade Smoke, which is this dark green one here in the So Dope palette. So again, just taking that into the inner corner and packing it right in, and then taking it up onto the crease just to give it a bit of intensity. It is a very different, it's almost like a pine sort of, you know, if I say pine tree green, it's sort of that dark green. It's a very pretty colour though. There we go, and I'm going to take that blending brush and just loosely blend that out a little bit, just to blend it into the other colour that's underneath, the 420 underneath. I really like that. That's just giving me a little bit of definition just here without going overboard. This is called Hass, which is this one here, which is the nearest match. So again, just placing it in the same place in the inner, the outer corner. And just taking it out a little bit. This is going on a lot patchier than on this eye. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't seem to be quite the same payoff. Again, that seems to be the story of the day really, but we'll go in with the blending brush and just try and blend that through. Again, I did clean it off between eyes. So I'm going to actually go in with the blending brush and just take a little bit just on the end and just see if I can build that back up, because that does look a little bit patchy and I just want it to give a nice payoff. which is, if you notice, something I didn't have to do on this So Dope side. I mean, I wasn't expecting this result, to be honest. I was expecting them to be virtually identical, especially from the swatches. A little bit of the high, which is this, oops, there we go, which is this almost lime colour here. And I'm taking, again, it's another little packer brush. This happens to be a Makeup Revolution one. And I'm not putting a lot on it. If I show you, I'm literally, where is it? There we go. So I'm literally just touching it. So there's not a lot on. I mean, that is really nicely showing up. I'm liking that a lot. Wouldn't necessarily put all of these colours together, but you know, blending that out with the blending brush. And I'm actually going to take a little bit more on the blending brush and just go over, there we go, and then completely clean it, and then just blend that in with those other shades. I'm going to tap back into that 420, that sort of olivey green colour, and just bring that back, because you sort of lose a little bit of it just with the other two colours. They're sort of overpowering the olive green a little bit. And I'm going to go in with the Kush, which is that little gold colour, and I'm just going to put that right there in the corner. You can see that there. That is gorgeous. Okay, so now to wipe off the brushes I used and then try and copy that on this side with the Avocado side. Now this is the one that I did struggle to actually get any pigmentation on when I was doing the swatches. I'm going to place this in the corner. Again, it doesn't want to show up. Do you know what? I'm going to try just wetting my brush. So this is the Hyaluronic Fix. So that's not too wet. And then dipping back in to that line. Let's see if that makes a difference. To be honest, I'm having to dip in a lot for not a lot of colour payoff. Yeah, I definitely prefer, as far as these two shades are concerned, I definitely prefer the So Dope version. But we'll then go in with the California colour in this one, which is the gold. And again, do the same thing we did on the other eye and just pop it into the inner corner. So this isn't what I would recommend as an eye look, but just to give a bit more of a try of some of the other colours, let's go in with some of the shimmers. So we'll go with this one here. Has been calling my name. This Chill has been absolutely calling out to me. It is more of a blue tone, and it's quite a, looks like in the pan quite a chunky glitter. So this time I'm using the Morphe 423 brush, which is just a flat brush on my lower lash line. In fact, we'll take it all along the lower lash line. It's not going to make sense with a colour story, but it will be fine. It's definitely showing up, definitely wanting to play. So I'm going to take Peace, which is this green one, and I'm going to place that. Just on there as well. Wow, look at that. That is a lot of green. We're then going to go in to the Avocado palette, and so we use Chill on the Dope palette. So the Avocado version is Bite, and again using that same brush but just cleaned it off. It was Smoothie in this palette, which was like Peace in the other one. So I'm going to go in with Blaze, which is the brown colour on the M423. So again, that flat brush. And I'm going to use it as if it was an eyeliner, just because I like that. The equivalent in the Avocado palette is Mousse. Again, kickback. That seems to be the difference in the two palettes. There's a lot more kickback on the Avocado. And look at all that fallout. I don't know whether you can just see that. That's just gone absolutely everywhere. Hold on, let me zoom you right in. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so that did absolutely go everywhere then. But we will try and finish the look. The look. Okay, so let me just pop on some mascara. I'm just using the Volume in Feline, which is one of my favourite mascaras. I'm not going to put lashes on because I'm literally going to take this look off, because as you saw earlier, I've been out and about and doing things today, and as I'm filming this, it's actually quite late into the evening, and we're going to have dinner soon. So I did put on a lip, which is the Makeup Revolution Retro Luxe Matte Lip Kit in Majestic, which is this lovely green colour. I did put a little bit of Smoothie from the Avocado palette and Peace from the So Dope palette, the two sort of emeraldy sort of shimmer shades just on the top of the lip as well, just because it matches so perfectly with this lovely metal green straw that I use to drink my green tea. It's not green tea, it's a Costa, can't you tell? It's coffee, and a lot of coffee. Do you need to buy both palettes? No, you don't. If you've already got the Avocado palette and you enjoy using it, then keep it. There's no need to buy the So Dope palette. They're so similar that you'll literally feel that you've been duped, because this is virtually a dupe. However, what I will say is that the formula is a little bit better in this. The mattes are a little bit more blendable, they're less patchy, and that is one of the issues I have with some of the I Heart Revolution palettes, especially some of their chocolate palettes. They just seem to be a little bit patchy, a little bit more difficult to work with. Yes, you do get 2 extra shades in this, and for the same price you might want this. Equally, you might not like the fact that this has got cannabis sativa in it. I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. I don't think you can get high through the eyelids, but it's supposed to be good for the skin. I really like it. I really, really like the formula. I'm glad I bought both just for this comparison. I will now gift this to somebody that I think might be able to get some use out of it. So this you can pick up in Boots. It's exclusive to Boots actually, here in the UK, or you can get it from the Makeup Revolution website. This you can get from Superdrugs, and this brand is exclusive to Superdrugs, and you can get this also on the Revolution Beauty website. I find it really interesting that there's 2 brands, both aimed at a similar sort of market, which is a younger crowd maybe, but this seems to be a little bit more for teenagers, a little bit less sort of high-end, whereas this is definitely being promoted and it feels a little bit more high-end. So obviously Colourpop have just come out with a green palette as well, and there are rumours that Jeffree Star Cosmetics will be coming out with their green palette, possibly called Blood Money, later in the year, springtime maybe, who knows. Anyway, for the time being, this is what I'm going to be playing with. I'm really looking forward to doing some looks with this and generally having a play. In fact, you could say I think this palette is dope. Anyway, that's it from me. Do please leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you've got both palettes, let me know what your comparisons are. Equally, if you've just got one, let me know if you plan on getting the other. And just let me know what your thoughts are on green palettes overall, and also which are you preferred, whether you prefer the So Dope or the Avocado palette, of course. Do please leave a comment in the comment section if there's anything else you would like me to cover, and of course do stay tuned every Wednesday for the Essential series, the buildable guide to all things to do with makeup, and of course the Friday free-for-all, which could be anything. Could be a comparison like this, could just be a get ready with me, a look, could be anything, who knows. It's a free-for-all. Anyway, I've been Lisa, you've been fantastic, and as we always say on this channel, stay you, stay authentic, and fuck the haters, and I will see you next time. Cheers! Oh, I'm out.